Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I apologize for being late, everybody. Good morning. Having some technical difficulties here. Happy Monday. Happy first Monday of March. Welcome to the Morning Life Scope with Trueheart Speaks. I am Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and iSpeakLife mentor, helping you to get out of your own way, get to the business of living so that you can do life well. Hey, Chantrice, how are you? Hello, good morning, everybody. Hey, Dr. T, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for the hearts. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties this morning. So can you hear me okay, Chantrice, on Facebook? My regular earphones that I use. Good morning. Hey, Stace. Good morning. Hey, D Girl 828. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm well. Can you guys hear me well on Facebook? Is it coming across clear? Is it muffled? My regular the microphone that I use is not working, so I just want to make sure you all can hear me. Yes, loud and clear. Okay, awesome. Good morning, everybody. Hey Emily. Hey Nina. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, awesome. So you all can hear me. All right. Here's kind of like poofy today, but that's all right. So we are in a new month, y'all. Like, how super exciting is this? Let me just pull my notes up. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Let me make sure I have everything here. But super excited. It is a new month, and so we just closed out over the weekend. Was kind of pretty cool. My girls program. We had our interviews, and so we closed out interviews over the weekend, and I got an award on Saturday. Thank you for sharing, Nina. Good morning. And so super excited about that. Hey, Miss Adri, good morning. How are you? And hey, Deanna, how are you? And so I am a little under the weather. You can kind of tell through my voice. And I actually went and put some tea. Well, really, it was hot water in the microwave. And hey, Tammy, good morning. And I forgot to get it, y'all, trying to get ready. So hopefully my throat won't give me too many issues this morning. But this is a new month. So happy March, everybody. Happy new month. Happy third chapter of your 2018 book, right? Book of Life. And so hopefully we are already on. Hey there, Skeeter Sabotage. Good morning, love. Hopefully the first 2 months have gone well. Hopefully, hey, Erica, good morning, everybody joining in, and things have gone well. Hey, Adrian, good morning, love. And hopefully, and if it hasn't, this is an opportunity for you to kind of take some time and reflect, right? And so the time is going by extremely fast, y'all. And so we totally don't want to, get to the end of the year and feel like, dang, like I really didn't. Hey, AZ, good morning. I really didn't, capitalize on everything that I should have been capitalizing on, right? That I should have been taking advantage of. Hey, Sharon, good morning. And so hopefully, you'll take some time and you'll reflect on the first 2 months. And, before we're in and it's like the 15th of March, like you just take some time and just reflect. And so I share a post every month in my group, the iSpeakLife Society, and I really just asked them to take some time to answer questions about what worked, what didn't work, what can you work on, what can you tweak, what will you do away with, and I think we have to do that because sometimes I think we get so caught up in just kind of moving, hey, Lisa, good morning, with everything that's happening, we miss opportunities to pause and reflect. And so I did that over the weekend. I pulled myself offline. And so in the transition of, the various roles that I've taken on over the last couple of months and really over this last year, life has gotten really busy, and I really had to take some time just to be intentional of going back to something that I used to do and really launched in 2016, and that was taking the first 3 days of the month on being offline. And so it was like the first of the month, and I realized, like, Detra, you're not even supposed to be online. Like, I'm liking and commenting and everything. And so I literally, like, midday, I pulled myself offline. And so if you didn't see me online, over the weekend, I literally pulled myself offline until yesterday evening sometime, because I had to take some time just to and I really have to get back into the swing of things. Thanks, Nina. Yeah, because that was helpful for me. And so some of you who don't know my story and who haven't been with me since the very beginning, I came out of 2015 very, very, very dry, with a very empty cup, having given out probably more than I really had. And I was at that point where I just was like, okay, Lord, like I really need to just like take some time. And so at the beginning of the year, I really wanted to be clear about what God wanted for me and where he wanted me to be. And so I took the first 3 days of the year. I took those. I was not online. I wasn't doing anything. And it was really a reflective and prayerful time for me. And I really enjoyed it, that I kept it going for the entire year, and even into last year. And what I found was, and this is what I think is very, important of why we talk about taking time to pull away, because the busier you get, the more important it is for you to pull away and to recharge. The busier you get, the more important it is for you to pull away and recharge, because you want to make sure that as you are pouring out, that you have an opportunity to allow yourself to be poured back into, right? And thank you so much, Lisa. I mean, I really just had to, like, I really was at that point where that was the year that 2016 was the year that I took a break from YMBP. After we came out of 2015, I just told them that, like, we're taking a break, and they were okay with it. And so I literally for 2016 was just kind of like, I really didn't have a whole lot going on. I went to Atlanta in June, but other than that, like, there really wasn't much happening for me. I had kind of just taken a break from everything because I needed it. And I was okay with, hey, Faye, good morning, love, with whatever would happen after that, right? And so we came back in 2017, and it just was one of those things where for me, I needed to take a break. And so I'm now, hello, good morning, Pastor Power 86. I have gotten, good morning, everybody on Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. I'm Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose invoker, and iSpeakLife mentor. Welcome to the Morning Life Scope with Trueheart Speaks. In a couple of minutes, I will be talking a little bit about, will you be prepared for the opportunity when opportunity knocks? And so, but for me, I had to really just kind of take that time because I was dry. I was tired. If you get to a point where the thing that you love, you no longer love, like when you get to a point and the thing that you really enjoy, that that you could do with your eyes closed, and you get to a point and that thing is now like something that you just kind of like look at like, I don't know about this. You need to take a break. And that was me. Like, I had to take a break, and I had to kind of, and so in the busyness, right? And so as I took some time to refill my cup, as I took some time, and we spent literally every Monday through Thursday here on Periscope, literally, and then Facebook, and we just started including Instagram. The first 3 days of the month really give me an opportunity to allow myself to be poured back into. And thank you, Lord. And so the initial thought really is that I wanted to be able to tithe my time back to God. And so if I had 24 hours, right, in a day, the goal was to try to, tithe, right, that 2.4, right, which is 10%, 2.4 hours a day to him. And so that for those first 3 days of the month was technically kind of like my 30-day tithe, right? So 3 days of 3 days of 30 days is like a tenth. And so that was really my tithe, to spend time with him, to allow him to pour into me. And so for some of you, like, you may want to do that. Like, maybe you may not want to do the first 3 days. Maybe you just want to do one day. Some people do a week, whatever works for you. But I really think it is important. I have my blanket here, y'all. I'm cold. And so at any rate, I really want you to get intentional with how you spend your time and where you spend your time, but more importantly, never thinking that, because sometimes we just get too busy. And I wouldn't say too busy, but you get busier than you've been, and then you lose track of things that are priority in your life. And so I want you to be in a space where you never get to a place where you forget the things that are first priority in your life. And so for me, that's spending time with God, having quality time with him, even my reflection and meditation time of what I want to share with you each month and each week and that sort of thing. I need that. You know what I'm saying? And so at any rate, this past weekend was really good for me. And so being in a space where I could take some time off and really pull away from the busyness, like, and it's so funny because even this morning and last night, you ever hop on Facebook to do one thing? Good morning, Kathy, Caddy Patty, how are you? To do one thing, and then you find yourself somewhere else because you see a post and you start liking and you start commenting, and then you come out of Facebook and you realize, doggone it, I didn't even do what I went on Facebook to do, right? Good morning, Michelle in India. How are you? And so, like, that's also the reason why for me, sometimes it's important to take a break and pull away. And really also to know, specifically if you use social media for business, it says when I got back on to my Tuesday runs, being just concentrating, right? And so you need that. So whether it's running, right, whether it is reading, whether it's meditating, whatever it is, you need that, right? So I haven't even shared because I'm just kind of talking to you guys. So let me just share this really quickly just to let folks know that we are specifically on Facebook, that we're live and that they can join us. And then we're going to jump into the teaching. But hey, Nick, how are you? But I wanted to share that with you guys because normally when I was on 4 days a week, I would let folks know, especially if it was midweek, that like these are my first 3 days. I can't say I will implement that because I noticed my focus of distraction is Facebook. Yes. So here's something else that I want to share. So many good things going on. Good morning from Uganda. Good morning, everybody joining on Facebook, Periscope, and Instagram. Hey, Ebony, welcome to the Morning Life Scope. And so here's something else. So my church, we're doing 28 days of prayer and fasting. And I'll share this on my personal page, my Facebook and business, and in my group. And basically, maybe if social media is something that is a distraction to you, you may say, I'm okay, guys, pull me out of work and retire sooner than I'm in pain, but trusting God for healing. Yes. Good morning. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Y'all saying hello to everybody. So if you want to join us, there's actually, it's a printout of things that you can pray each and every day. And there's suggestions of different types of fasts that you can make. And so if Facebook is one of the things that you need to fast from, that's great. And I always tell people, like, we're going to be here. And even if we're not going to be here, something else will be here. And so I never want you to feel like, oh my goodness, like, you know, I can't be on Facebook because I'm going to miss Detra. That's a distraction. And so if I am a distraction to you connecting to God and to you spending time with him, then you do not need to be here. I have said that since the very beginning. I haven't said it recently. Excuse me. But the reality is that my ultimate goal is to connect you to him, like to be an example, to be a vessel used by him, to be able to push you, right, to challenge you, to stretch you. And so if you getting online every morning keeps you from spending time with him, then you don't need to be here. And so if you need to spend the next 28 days offline so that you can recenter, then you do that. If you need to spend the next 28 days away from the television, away from Netflix, then you do that. And so I will share that with you all. But again, we're doing 28 days of prayer and fasting. And so there's no specific fast that we're doing. It's whatever kind of you feel motivated to do. And so some people are fasting from a thing. Others are fasting from food, like they're doing the partial. You know, you can do a partial or a full fast. You can fast until 6 p.m. every day, you know, from the time from midnight to 6 p.m. And so like from dinner, you could, good morning, sis, how are you? But I will share that information. And then those of you who are on Facebook, Periscope, and on Instagram, I will include the link in my link tree. So on Instagram, I'll include my link tree link because right now it's my iSpeakLife link. But I will include that. And so if you want to join us, today is the first day you can do that. And so I will share that later on today once I come home from taking Dallas to school. So that's that. The last thing is this Friday is the last day to register for early bird pricing. So you can go to my church's website, therenovationchurch.com, and it'll show 28 days of prayer and fasting. If you just want to Google it, therenovationchurch.com. Good morning, Melina. Hey, Nakia. Hey, Demetria. If you want to do that. And then if not, I will add it to the link in my Periscope and my Instagram pages. And then for Facebook, I'm just going to share it in the group, on my business page, and on my personal page if you want to join in with us for the next 28 days of prayer and fasting. Okay. And I thought about maybe doing something in the group. And so I haven't decided yet, but I may even do something in the group for the next 28 days. I'm just not sure about the commitment and the time and stuff. But at any rate, that's that. So what else is there that I have to share? Lots of church announcements today. So I got mine yesterday. I'm so looking forward to Growth Track. Yes. So I missed you yesterday because I was next door, Danita. So I didn't even get a chance to see you, but I'm glad that you were there and you got it. So yes. So let's see here. All right. So yeah. So we had all kind of announcements today, y'all. So I'm so excited to see y'all. Let's see. Let me just look and see. All right. So very quickly, let me pull up our notes. Yeah, so if you never ever look for me, Danita, I'm always next door. That's where I am now in my new role. I'm next door in the children's building. So just come next door or text me or something and let me know you're here so I can say hello. So we're talking about, so I was thinking about kind of like the idea of, you know, like we always talk about like St. Patrick's Day and luck be a lady and all that other kind of stuff. And so we talk about luck and good lucking, you know, having good luck or whatever. And so I kind of today wanted to kind of take a spin of that where we say luck, you know, luck means, or luck happens when opportunity and preparation meet, right? And so my question today and for this week for you all is the idea of, will you be prepared when opportunity knocks? Will you be prepared when opportunity knocks? Reading your book and has been blessed. Now I'm writing in a journal, thanking God for everything He's blessed me with. Thank you for your book. I fasted in December away from social media. I love that, Catty Patty. I'm so honored that you read the book, for one, and then also that it was a blessing to you. So if any of you haven't gotten my book, it's right there. You can go get it on Amazon. It's 30 Days of Thanks, or you can get it at my website, trueheartspeaks.com/30 Days of Thanks. You can do that at any time of the year, not just in November when I kind of heavily push it, but it's a 30-day devotional. And so we talk, so getting back to the topic though, is, yes, it is online. trueheartspeaks.com/30 Days of Thanks. Is they say that luck happens when opportunity and preparation meet, but many times people think like, you know, you kind of see people, and you're thinking like, oh my God, like, you know, they're so lucky, or, oh, you know, oh, they just, you know, happen to, you know, hap up on this thing. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, and so Nina says luck happens when opportunity and faith knock. And I absolutely believe that, because you got to have faith. But remember, we talk about faith without works, right? We don't want to have works without faith. But I think the other part is you can have faith and the opportunity can knock and the opportunity can show up. But if you are not prepared for the opportunity, you will miss out on it. If you are not prepared, you will miss out on it. And so I believe that preparation, right? Faith should be a part of our lifestyle. Like it shouldn't be, we should only have faith when we're asking for something or when we're looking for something from God. We should have faith no matter what, right? That there is just, we like the basis of who we are, right? Should be with faith, right? It should be based on the faith, right? Faith and grace, right? As believers, you know, our relationship with Christ is really based on faith, right? The faith and the belief of Jesus Christ. Excuse me. But the problem is that sometimes opportunity shows up as hard work and overalls. There's a saying that says opportunity shows up as hard work and overalls. So when opportunity shows up, sometimes the opportunity not only shows up, you know, combined with faith, but it shows up as work. And so there's an opportunity that comes to you, and because, hey, Spesh, good morning, because an opportunity shows up and it shows up in a way that you don't expect it, for one, you're not prepared, and for two, you don't want to do the work, and then three, you don't take advantage of the opportunity because it's not what you thought it was going to be. And so I think it is important for us this month and really for this week and really this year, but for this week to really start really thinking about the opportunities that we want God to kind of place in our lap, and what we are willing to do to prepare ourselves for it. It's kind of like God gives you a vision, but when you see the vision, you think there isn't anything that you have to do in order for that vision to manifest. It's kind of like the story of Kevin Hart and even like Tiffany Haddish. Like we saw her on the Oscars last night, and my husband was like, dang, like she just came out of nowhere. Hi, Patrice. Hey, Sora, how are you? And I said, no, not necessarily. She didn't just come out of nowhere. She's been putting the work in. And so when preparation meets opportunity, then you get an opportunity to be in a movie called Girls Trip that blows you up. You get that once in a lifetime opportunity that literally sets it off for you. There was a once in a lifetime opportunity for Kevin Hart, where Kevin Hart had been on the scene for a long time before it happened, right? And so I want us to understand that there are some things that we're trying to do, some goals that we're trying to achieve, some things that we've asked God for, some things that we put before God. And my question to you is are you looking for elevation without preparation? Are you looking for transformation without preparation? Do you want the promise without the process? Absolutely. We got to be behind the scenes putting in the work. You know, people will say things to me like, oh my God, like, I really admire how, you get online and you do X, Y, and Z or whatever. They don't know that I've been doing this since February of 2016. Literally for 2 years now, I've been online doing this thing. And so, excuse me, let's not get caught up. Let's not get caught up in the promise if we're not looking to go through the process. If you're not looking to be prepared, if you're not looking to do the work, if you're not looking to really make the sacrifice, then there's got to be some consistency to that thing. And so if there is no consistency to that thing, if you're not looking to be consistent, like I can tell you that at the end of the day, where I am now is because I stayed consistent 2 years ago. I mean, and I've just been only doing Mondays since July. And that was really a fluke because I was taking the summers off because Dallas was home and I wanted to kind of just focus on making sure that I was available for him. But at the end of the day, I had been online Monday through Thursday at 7:15 in the morning, every single Monday through Thursday. And I was there consistent. When I would wake up and I was at a point where I was like, Lord, I'm tired. Do I have to get up? And I was consistent in the thing that he told me to do. And so for some of you, maybe the luck will come when you are consistent and thank you, Lord, in what he's telling you to do. Sometimes we have a habit of doing what we want to do and we want God to bless what we want. And instead of really positioning ourselves to be in a space where we can do what God is calling us to do. Sometimes the luck shows up, right? And again, it's not luck because for me, I feel like it's favor. But I think, at the end of the day, like favor isn't luck. And so like when we have favor, it didn't just happen. There's a difference between luck and favor. When you have the favor of God on your life, yes, you're doing the work. Yes, you're putting it in, but God knows exactly what he's doing. God is aware. It's not like there's anything that's happening that God is not aware of. And so this thing is not about luck. Why? Because he's the author and the finisher of our faith and who he is. He knows the end from the beginning. And so when favor shows up in your life, it might be a surprise to you. It might be luck to you. It might be just something that says, oh my goodness, like this right here. Oh my, I never even expected this. Excuse me. But God is never surprised. It was never a surprise to him. And it was never luck to him. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly how he was going to work it out. And so for some of you, if you want luck, do the work. Because we want luck, but we don't want labor. We want luck with no labor. We want luck and we don't want to do anything. Right? And so we want luck. If you want luck, sow the seeds. If you want luck, stay the course. If you want luck, prepare. If you want luck, connect with the one who grants favor. And so, I want you this week, right? Get your journal. And I want you really to start thinking about the opportunities that you are asking God for. And here's the kicker. If what you are asking God for showed up today, would you be ready? Could you be a good steward of it? Could you handle the blessing? Can you stand to be blessed, as the saying goes? Stop asking for stuff that you are not ready for. Stop asking for stuff that you are not ready to steward. Stop asking for stuff that you have yet to steward what you have. Some of you are asking for more, but you're not doing anything with what God has already given you. Can you take the little that you have? I remember having conversations with God when I used to do a monthly coaching call, and I had procrastinated on this. So some of you who have been with me since the very beginning, you know this story. I procrastinated because I didn't think I was ready. I didn't think I was qualified. I didn't think I had what it took. And I remember God telling me, literally, it was like, it would be like a month. He was like, you're going to start next month and this is what you're going to do. I felt like I needed to have everything together in order for it to be right. And at the end of the day, thank you, everybody. I see your posts here. I don't see them there. So some of you, if I'm not commenting, I'm just noticing that we've got some comments here. It says, don't pray beyond your management. That's good, cousin. That's good. Don't pray beyond your management. Absolutely. And so when I was doing my monthly coaching call, I kept in my mind, you know, we want to be everything to be perfect. And I kept thinking, like, I'm not ready. Like, what am I going to say? You know, whatever. And God and I have this relationship where he literally is, yes, it is. I'm sorry. It is online. So you can go to Amazon, 30 Days of Thanks, or you can go to trueheartspeaks.com/30 Days of Thanks. And so, it literally, we have this thing where he don't give me a lot of time to prepare because he knows I'm going to overthink it. And he knows that I'm basically going to like punk out. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Like, y'all think that this stuff can't, like, literally, if I don't hear the word and he don't give it to me, I punk out. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm like, I don't know. You're not talking to the right person. So he basically tells me, Detra, you have the conference line. You have access to create, you know, the materials. You've got content. Next month, you're going to start. And I did, with a free conference calling line, with the content that God gave me every single month. And I did a free coaching call it was like a motivational coaching call every single month. Even when it came down to doing the Periscopes, I wanted to go online and I wanted to go live, but the conflict was, and I'm already over, but I'm going to pray in a second and then I got to go get Dallas ready. But, I really wasn't confident that I could do it. And so I remember doing, introducing my quiet time training at the time. I was doing quiet time and I did 5 days or 3 days. I can't remember how many days it was of quiet time. It was like, I was online for I think it was 5 days, right? And we went to Charlotte I think when I ended on that Friday, we left for Charlotte to go on a trip. While I was away, driving, God said, when you get back, you're going to start back up at the same time. Because the conflict for me was like, now I have to wake up in the morning to get my son. And then once my day gets going, because I wear multiple hats, I'm not necessarily always able to be on at the same time. And so God literally spoke it to me. And he says, just like you did for these 5 days, you're going to do this you're going to start on Monday and you're going to do this every day on Periscope. And that's literally how I got started. And so for some of you, like, you're asking for God for more, but you're not even doing what you need to be doing with what you have. Are y'all with me? You're asking God for more. And so for some of you, when, you know, the question of will you be prepared when opportunity knocks, my question is will you use what you have while God is preparing what he already has for you in the end, if that makes sense for you? Like, what God has, like, there isn't anything that God has for you that he hasn't already prepared. God is not in the business of recreating stuff. It's already there for you. The question is, will you do what you need to do now so that when you show up to the thing, not only will you have it, because some of you get it and you lose it because you didn't prepare and you don't know how to steward it. You don't know how to steward it. And so for some of you, use what you have now. Use what you have now. Stop waiting for an opportunity. The opportunity right now is to use what you have everything you need to take the next best step. You have everything that you need. I'm beating you. I need to talk to you. And so you know how to find me. Just reach out. I'm here. But you have everything that you need. And so I'm going to pray, but I want you to, this week, I want you to look at what you're asking God for. I want you to look at what you're asking God for, and I want you to really be honest with yourself. Get the journal out and just say, am I really ready for what I'm asking God for? Am I really ready, right? Am I praying beyond management? And and sometimes, you know, you'll say, like, you don't think you're ready, but God thinks you're ready. But this is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, can you really steward what God is asking you for, what you're asking God for? I know you saw the vision, but are you willing to do the work, Joseph? Are you willing to go through what you got to go through, Joseph? Are you willing to go through what you got to go through, Esther? Are you willing to go through what you got to go through, David? Are you willing to go through what you have to go through, Jesus, in order to manifest what it is that you know you were born to do? Right? Will you be prepared when opportunity knocks? Only you can answer that question. And so at the end of the day, I want you to have some open and honest conversation with yourself this week. And I really want you to be honest on whether or not you really can handle what you say you want. If it showed up today, could you handle it? If it showed up today, are you ready to manage it? If the 6 figures showed up, if the 6.5 figures showed up, if the 7 figures showed up, could you be ready for it? If the building showed up, if the husband showed up, if the wife showed up, come on now. If the job showed, are you ready? If the management position showed up, some of you are asking for things that you're when you get to it, you're like, mm-mm. And I'm not talking about the stuff that God says, okay, I want you to sign up. I want you to do this. There's some things that God is not asking for your permission to do. He's literally he's giving you instructions and telling you to do certain. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the things that you haven't necessarily consulted with God on, but you say, okay, God, this is what I see. This is what I want, but you're not ready to put the work in. You're not ready to put the work in. You're not ready to put the work in. You haven't put the work in. Some of you need to go to counseling. Jesus. Okay, some of you need to go to counseling to do the work, to be ready for the next level. Because there's some inner work that needs to be done that you won't do because you don't want to deal with it. I got to pray. I got to go. I got to get my baby up for school. I'm just saying. Some of us really got to do the work. The work is not just pretty work. Sometimes it's looking yourself in the mirror and really not being okay with what you see in the mirror because you know you're not really where you need to be, that there's some inner work that you need to do. And it's so funny because this is some of the stuff that we're going to talk about on the 23rd at my event. When we talk about unlearning, there's some stuff that we have just carried over, some stuff that some stuff that we got to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with how I've done this. I'm not okay with how I was taught this. And at the end of the day, I'm taking ownership of this, and I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna do the work so that I can unlearn some things. I can uninstall some things so that I can allow God to rewire me. I can allow God to do some stuff in me. I just had talks about being tired of doing the work. Don't get tired. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Don't get tired. Don't get weary and well doing. Don't get weary and well doing. And let me put some perspective on this for you. Joseph, I have no clue. At some point, I feel like I'm going to do something on Joseph, but I always come back to him because this is my encouragement. Let me just tell you, specifically to you, Stacy, the dream that God gave Joseph when he was 17 didn't manifest until he was 30. That's 13 years. And so for some of you, y'all can't hang for 13 months. Let alone 3 months, let alone 3 years, let alone 7 years. What about 13 years? For some of you, the work, and it says, will you be prepared when opportunity knocks? Joseph was prepared when the time came. He did the work. He was steadfast. He was unmovable. He was consistent. He was obedient. We ain't even going to talk about that word, obedient. And I have to remind myself that, because some of us, we want that overnight blessing. Because we think like Tiffany Haddish, she just showed up overnight. That child ain't showed up overnight. She was homeless in her car. She went through foster care. I mean, there was an experience that she had gone through. And if I allowed y'all to tell your story, there is some stuff. Took you 19 years. There's some things that is going to take time. Don't rush it. All right, let me pray. Father, we thank you for this time. We thank you for this space. We thank you for this day. We thank you for this new month. We thank you, God, for this new week. We thank you for this new day. We thank you for this message of, will we be prepared when opportunity knocks? Will we be prepared when the blessing manifests? Will we be prepared when the promise manifests? Will we be prepared? Will we be in a space where we can, faithfully go through the process so that we can be in a space where we can really take hold of the promise, that we won't get weary in well doing, that we will do the work that is necessary for us to manifest the ultimate promise and the ultimate purpose that you have placed in our lives, that the purpose that you have placed on our lives, the purpose that you have created us for. And so, God, I'm just asking this week, help us to get real with you and ourselves about what it is that we really have to do. Are we in our own way as it relates? Have we missed opportunities? Have we missed opportunities that because we weren't prepared and because we weren't ready and because we weren't, positioned to take care of the promise? And so, God, I'm just asking that you, oh God, would just help us. Like, we can't do this thing on our own. Help us to be consistent. Help us to be persistent. Help us, oh God, not to be fearful. Help us, oh God, to walk when you say walk, to talk when you say talk, to be quiet when you say be quiet. Help us to do the work. Help us not to wish for luck without labor. Help us, oh God, to be in a space where we don't get tired of doing the right thing, weary and well doing, where we don't get tired of doing the right thing and doing the thing that we know that we should be doing, but we get tired because we don't see the results that we should see. And so help us, Father, not to get tired. Help us to trust in you. Help us to develop this relationship with you, because some of us, it really is about developing relationship with you, that we get to a place where we can rest in you, knowing that our end is in you, that our purpose is in you, that the plan is in you, that if we connect with you, that we develop relationship with you, that there will be peace that comes through this process. And so while some of us are asking for things that we are totally not prepared for, God, I'm asking you, oh God, to be able to help us to seek you about what it is that we need to be doing in the now, the here and the now, that you would teach us the principles, that you would teach us in your word, that you would teach us how to live this thing out, that you would teach us how to be patient, to teach us, oh God, how to be long suffering. Teach us, oh God, how to do what it is that whatever it is that you need us to do, help us to do it. Help us to trust you. Because in the end, sometimes we get caught up in seeing what everybody else is doing, and that's sometimes we got to take a break, Father, and help us to get more consistent with spending time with you than we do online. Help us to get more, because our perspective will help shift where we are and help shift how we see things, knowing that you are the author and the finisher, knowing that you created the end from the beginning, knowing that you order our steps, knowing that you direct our path. And so, God, we're thankful. We're thankful for this day. We're thankful for this opportunity. We're thankful for this message. We're thankful for an opportunity, oh God, just to be light to somebody else. We're thankful for an opportunity, oh God, just to hear something that will cause us to take one more step. Some of us were about to give up today. Some of us were about to give up. We were about to say, you know what, it's taking too long. Maybe it's just not meant to be. And so, Father, help us to seek ye first your kingdom and your righteousness, knowing that all other things will be added. Help us to seek you. Help us to seek you. Help us to seek you instead of things. Help us to seek the blesser instead of the blessing. Help us to seek the giver instead of what you give to us. And so we honor you today, God. We honor you. We honor you. We honor you. We honor you. We honor you, God. We honor you. And so it's not about luck. Right? It's not about luck. It's all about favor, but more importantly, it's about obedience. And so we will be ready if we're obedient. When opportunity shows up, if we're obedient, we can take advantage of the opportunity. And so we honor you for this day. I ask that you would touch each and every person watching today, that you would touch each and every person watching live and on the replay, and that somebody that this will be a confirmation to what you've been talking to them about, but maybe they didn't want to hear, or it's a confirmation to maybe conversation that they've been having with themselves. But more importantly, oh God, I ask that they, oh God, would start having more conversations with you than other people. And then they would seek you, oh God, instead of kind of trying to figure it out themselves, and that they would co-partner with you, that they would co-create this thing with you. And so we just thank you, Lord. We thank you and we praise you. We honor you in Jesus' name. Amen. Yes, Abraham waited 25 years before God fulfilled his promise. We have to put trust in his word and in the process and be obedient. Absolutely. And so y'all had all kind of good comments showing that I totally missed. And so they're kind of like popping up now. And so I'm seeing them now as they're popping up. But I just pray that that you all are encouraged today. And I know some of you were saying like you were just kind of like hashtag ouching it all the way through. And I'm with y'all, because I think sometimes we get to a point where we start asking God for things that we really aren't ready for, right? It says the overnight blessing will be like money in your pocket with holes in it. Absolutely. And so we want to be good stewards over the things that God has given us. We want to be able to steward the life that God has given us, steward the business that God has given us, steward the ministry that God has given us, the organization, whatever it is, that the children, right? The marriage, we want to be able to steward that stuff. And so the only way we can fully steward it is in relationship with God. And so hopefully, I literally got to go wake my kid up. But today was really good. And I thank y'all for it, because I started a little late because of my technical difficulties. But my prayer is that you all will come back to this message. You're so welcome, everybody. And that you would share this message, but you would come back and you would listen to it, and that you would do the work. And so again, your assignment for this week is to ask yourself the question: if it showed up today, would I be ready? Would I be able to steward it? And would I be ready for it? If it showed up today, whatever it is that you're asking God for, if it showed up and be honest. Like someone's like, yeah, I would be ready. You lying to yourself. You wouldn't be ready. You wouldn't be ready. And so I really want you all to be honest and really say, Lord. And here's the other part: if you think you're ready and you're feeling impatient about the thing, ask God to show you what you need to be doing in the process of preparing for whatever it is that you're asking God for or believing God for to show up. Because an opportunity will come, and like it's just like you asking for a job and they say, well, do you have your resume? And you like, oh shoot, I gotta update it. You ain't ready. It's just as simple as that. You ain't ready. And so if you're looking for a job, then at the end of the day, go update your resume. Go update your LinkedIn account. Go make sure that your stuff is up to par, so that if somebody says, can you email me your resume today? You don't have to say, oh shoot, like, oh, first of all, where is my resume? And second of all, like, did I update it? When's the last time I updated it? Like, that's just a simple example. Like, you want a job, but you don't have a resume. You want a job, you haven't updated the resume. You want a job, but you haven't been going out to job fairs. You have a job, you haven't updated, like, right? So do the work. If it showed up today, would you be ready? That's my thing. I got to go get my child and get him ready for school. I love y'all. I will see y'all next week for the Monday Motivational Message. If you have yet to register for the iSpeakLife Empowerment Experience for Women happening on Friday, March 23rd, the early bird investment is $77. That ends this Friday. And so I want you there. I want us to be able to have this conversation together live, where I can hug you and talk to you and all that kind of stuff. And so you can go to iSpeakLifeLive.com, iSpeakLifeLive.com, register today. Do not wait until the last minute. I want to see you. Let's unlearn together. I'll see y'all next week, and I'll see y'all throughout Facebook later on this week. But again, have an awesome day. Have an awesome week, and I love y'all. Bye.